Je suis.
Yeah, sure. Okay, take your time. Okay. Muhammad Khalif, I need to check is the sound is good with you and you can listen us.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that you can hear us.
Can you hear me? Is the voice okay?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, Ahmed, I'm ready to start on your command as soon as all the speakers are present.
Yes. 2 minutes, okay? You can start streaming after 2 minutes, actually.
Sure, no problem. Still waiting for more participants to show up.
Oh, I see a lot of names. I think we were reunion today again. I'd like to make sure that the session will be recorded. Anastasia, right? Right.
Yeah, sure. I have already started the recording, just in case.
Okay. Thank you so much for all your comments and for all your private messages. After finishing our talk, we will have some kind of informal discussions after finishing all the speakers and after finishing all the words. So we will have some kind of informal discussions and a reunion to ask about each other's. Just we will close the conference and we'll start that. Thank you so much.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Ahmed Barrani.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
How is the day so far? So happy to join you today, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all of you.
It's a long time since last time in Future Team Russia, Moscow, 2018.
By the way, like this day, we were in Russia to attend the World Festival for Youth and Students 2017. The Facebook members remember being today that it was the same day.
Yes, sure. Yes, the same day, yes. It was in October also.
So
And
Let's celebrate some day.
Can we mute the mic? You start the session now. Anastasia, you can lead the session.
Okay, thanks, Ahmed. I have turned off the sound for everyone so that only I could turn on the mic. So I will be giving the words to the speakers. So, hi everyone. It's very nice to see you all here this afternoon or morning or evening, depending on your country. So the topic of our today's meeting is digital transformation after COVID-19. As we all see, the world is changing so rapidly and we have to keep up. We have to see how we can fit in the new realities. And we will discuss a lot of different questions in this topic. And the first speaker today, the first man that I will give the floor to is Dr. Mohammed Khalif. I am very happy to give you the word. Doctor, please. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hi, thanks.
Thanks a lot. I'm glad to be here with you guys. It's a very important topic, and I'm glad to be talking about it to you. I'll share my presentation, please. Can you give me permission?
I think you need to allow the sharing for all for
No,
anyone.
please.
Sorry, 1 second. Okay, I'm very sorry I can't find the, Ahmed, maybe you could send me the presentation sharply and I will, no, it won't be, oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, just a second.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. Okay, doctor, is it possible that you could send me the presentation and I will show it for you?
You can find it in the a button called security. Can you see a button called security?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, click.
Yeah, I see it now. Okay, here you are.
Okay. One second. Here we are. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, everything works good.
Okay, great. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with you today. We are talking now about a very important topic. It is digital transformation, and we will go through a quick presentation about it. We will be talking about its importance, its definition, and all the related topics related to how to do it, how to make use of for your startup, and if you want to be an entrepreneur and make use of this very important topic and opportunity as well. I think, Anastasia, there is some annotation or something. Can you clear it from someone is writing?
I'm trying to work on it.
Yeah. Just on top, you will find annotate and clear all. Okay. This is my name, my contacts, and everything. Let's start by discussing the digital transformation. Digital transformation is not about technology at all. It's about people. People, when they uh, listen or hear about the digital transformation expression, always think about only technology. Digital transformation is not only about technology. It is about the intervention overlap between technology and also people. I think from my experience in this subject, the technology part is not more than 30% of the success of any digital transformation project. Let's go ahead with the definition. Digital transformation is about embedding the digital technologies in all sorts of business. And it's not about technology or embedding technology in all sorts of the business, but also to develop new business models. A business model that tackles a certain target audience and have marketing channels, digital marketing channels, customer relationship, and delivering value. This is very important. So if we are talking about a digital transformation project, we cannot talk about only technology. We need to talk about the business model, the processes about behind this idea, and the value proposition. And if we cannot deliver value to the customer, if we cannot deliver real value to the customer, then the digital transformation project is not delivering its or not meeting its mandate or objectives. So in order to be in this arena, we need to understand that digital transformation not only technology, it is also about business. It is also about people understanding this business and and has to deliver value to our customers. To do a digital transformation project, we need requirements. We need requirements to be successful in this area. The first requirement is the ability to respond to change. And this is very important. Are we willing to change? Are we willing to adopt changes that use the digital transformation technologies and business models to change our lives? This is very important and very important. And we have seen it with the COVID-19 when all people started to use internet for education, for media, for everything. I think the COVID-19 has answered this requirement, and it initiated a wave of changing behavior all over the world, and people are now more acquainted on using digital technologies. And the session of of today is one of the examples, good examples of this use of technology. We are gathering from different countries, and we are all using Zoom and all the new tools to conference, share knowledge, and be able to know more about each other and know more about this subject. So the ability to change is one of the most important aspects of the digital transformation. Digital transformation, is it for companies, for government? It is, I think it is for all people. It is impacting everyone. It is impacting our lives. Companies and government is impacted by digital transformation. In order to have a digital transformation project, we need three types of understanding. Full understanding of current practices, laws, challenges, and mindsets. of any organization, and we can see this in so many organizations who have the intention to go through the digital transformation process. They need first to have this understanding of the current practices, the environment outside the organization itself, and how we are delivering value. Unless we have the three types, these three types of understanding, we cannot proceed with the digital transformation. Ahmed, we have a problem with the screen. Someone is annotating. Transformation requires long and incremental learning process and learning from failures and learning from others. This is very important for the process of transformation. Unless we have this kind of incremental change, we cannot proceed with this project. Can you prevent Anastasia? Can you prevent annotating on the screen? Okay, let me continue. Okay. In order to have the digital transformation, we need also some sort of innovation. Unless we have innovation, digital skills required to adopt digital transformation, we cannot proceed. You cannot proceed unless we have some sort of organizational innovation, digital skills, innovating new processes and policies. And we are talking about creating value. So for the project to deliver value, we need also to know the customer experience, how people are looking at our project, how people are perceiving the service we are talking about. So also one of the most interesting for digital transformation is actually in football, and you can find it with Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp. I think he's one of the leaders in this aspect. If you allow me, Jurgen Klopp has adopted the data science and digital transformation technologies to select good players like Mohamed Salah, and he found out that he's the best man for Liverpool team. Data science part of the digital transformation technologies. So, and he was among first people who believed in this decision, and also Liverpool was more success is applied digital. Digital transformation is not about government services only, or Uber, or startups only. It is also about sports. But to deliver such, need someone who is who has the belief in the digital transformation and has the mindset to lead teams, like you in our example. For an organization to adopt digital transformation, we need 4 characteristics of the organization: adaptation and the ability to respond to changing and external conditions, target tracking and the ability to have goals clear goals, and we go through the process of attaining these goals, integration between the capabilities of the organization, and continuity. We need to be we talked about the digital transformation as an process. So we need some sort of continuity to make sure that we are attaining the final target of digital transformation. To achieve the digital transformation, we need three pillars. The technology. We are not talking about the latest technology. We don't need the latest technologies. We need the appropriate technologies. And let me give you an example. If your workforce needs to go in some areas with no coverage of mobile phones and no access to electricity, you would go for a very simple feature phone, not a smartphone. Although the smartphone advanced and it is the latest technology, but we go for the feature phone because it will stay for longer days, and it will help us to function and make use of the technology. So the appropriate technology is more important than using the latest technology. And having digital skills to adopt technology is very much important. It is more important than going through very fancy technologies to achieve the target. Also, the second pillar is the talent, the people. And people who are adopting the technology, employees, leaders, etc. It is very important to have people who has the belief and knowledge about this digital transformation. Also, we are talking about the digital leadership as we talked about it before. There are three stages for digital transformation to be accomplished, and we call it the three amigos. The three amigos is the first one is the digitization. The second step is digitalization. Step digital transformation. For the digitization, it is to convert any product to the digital format. It is only about buying laptops, about scanners, having access to internet, having good access to internet, having a website. This is all about the first step. It is the first stage of digital transformation. It is called the second stage called digitalization. It involves finding or using the appropriate technologies to enhance processes, lower time of work, low effort, and making your target job with least effort needed. So digitalization is about integrating technology with the process and people. And the last step is the digital transformation. Digital transformation will happen only if we integrate different digitalization projects to achieve our goal. Digital transformation is more macro, is more a bigger picture than digitalization and digitization. It includes it is an umbrella of digitalization projects, and it involves enhancing customer satisfaction, economic prosperity, economic impact from the whole project itself. For the digital transformation, to go through the journey, we have to be very, we have to be willing to do some sort of process change. We have to be adopt new technologies to be able to have digitalized services. And of course, in all these steps, to have creativity. But the most important step here is the feedback, is the co-creation of value. And in this case, taking the feedback from the customer. You cannot innovate a digital transformation service without having the feedback from customers. Without feedback of from customers, from people who are using the service, you cannot tell this is a true digital transformation project, unless we have this connection between people who has created the value or the project and people who are using it. Unless we have this link or connection, we cannot advance with the digital transformation to its stage 3. Why digital transformation matters? A lot of things, but like to talk about is a digital transformation for startups and entrepreneurs. People, so many people are aspiring to be an entrepreneur and have their own business and develop their independence, financial independence. This is digital transformation was one of the best opportunities to do this. However, it is not and it is not all good things. We have 90% of startups failing, and we have 66 of startups are drastically changing their original plans. So the journey startup is not easy. So we need to understand more and create value. Unless we are able to create value and connect to the customer and be able to succeed need or achieve a digital transformation project or be successful with our start. These are some statistics about startups. It is a very hot topic, but it is difficult. You need experience. If we are looking at the landscape of the best companies in the world in 2008, we will find that they were depending on the old technologies. They are depending on old economy. But in 2000, you will find that the top companies are actually companies who are vendors of digital transformation projects or digital transformation technologies. So digital transformation is not only for the big player, it is also or for startups. So we need to look at it very carefully. It is impacting all industries, and the number one industry where it has impacted is the media. And we all see how media has changed from the traditional to TV to satellite, then for with the platforms, YouTube, Netflix, Watch It in Egypt, and so many platforms are there broadcasting media. Even news portals now, like worldwide known channels, are using video to broadcast on their own web portals. So no need like for the receiver and satellite technology. So the media has changed and their business model has changed. So we are talking about the retail, the e-commerce, the impact of Amazon, and all the e-commerce worldwide is it is widely impacting the business in its good and bad side. It's good for customers to be able to order things, have their products on in record time, but also it is bad for the small retailers. It's impacting their business. So unless they are transforming to a more digital transformation friendly nature, will vanish as well. So also we can find this in the financial sector, and we can find now that most of the companies, the COVID-19, they are easing the processes of establishing new accounts through the internet, and we can in Europe now, for example, in Estonia or Netherlands, or you can open online a new account. This was very difficult before. Now digital transformation is impacting the financial sector. It's impacting also education. It is impacting healthcare. It is impacting all the industries. And we now can find that the most disruptive examples we can find Airbnb, Netflix, Alibaba, Coursera, Zoom. They are all very successful startups and very successful businesses who started with disrupting their ecosystem and producing digital transformation projects. We can find it also in smart fabrics with sports. Mobile apps are producing performance reports for players, etc. We can find digital transformation in an industry. People are using digital transformation to improve the manufacturing process with health, and we all have seen this during COVID-19. And also the digital health applications are increasing rapidly, and a lot of companies and a lot of startups are going through the journey of developing applications for the digital health. If we are talking about the large market, we have very good numbers. So for the e-health or the digital transformation in health is $385 billion in 2025. It is a large number. It is for education. It is $319 billion in 2025. For the digital manufacturing, we are talking about $767 billion for the digital manufacturing, and for financial tech, we are talking about $152 billion and 2005. So we are talking about a very marketing here, and we are about the top companies are adopting digital transformation for application financial technology for the e-commerce, and these are the most important two sectors. Also, we can find that a lot of companies are into the edtech or the education, and a lot of budgets are spent on assessment services, on-demand learning, virtual classrooms, student information systems. They are all related to digital transformation. And also the AI, the number of AI applications are increasing rapidly.
Dear doctor, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it has been a very long time. Yes, okay, thanks.
Okay, 5 minutes, okay. And also we can find that during COVID-19, we have increasing adoption of technology, and we have also some industries like the events impacted by this. So what COVID-19 has offered to us? We have it offers tracing applications and social distancing applications, tracking and remote monitoring for employees who are working remotely, security opportunities, identity management in education, especially the supply chain 4.0, disinfection and sanitization technologies, national health solutions, artificial intelligence, and risk management. These are all applications that are the result of applying the digital transformation after the COVID-19. The world economy is totally shaken, and we have gaps between the developing and developed nations. Digital transformation is the only to cross this gap. And we have seen this in Egypt, and we have seen good progress from 2015 to 2020 with 23 places in the global competitiveness index. We have very important improvement due to to applying the digital transformation, and also for because of the good infrastructure advancement in Egypt. And we have a lot of challenges, but we can use it for our purpose in transportation, in education, in health. For you guys, the roadmap is strictly forward. If you want to your own startup, you need to look at opportunity, find out the right value proposition, mix this new proposition with the stakeholders, people who are working with you, your team, the customers, the government, the incubators, the experts, and mix all this to create your own project. Make your own startup and make it go forward and co-create the value and find out the feedback at the end. Thank you guys, and I was pleased to be with you this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, very much, and sorry for the interruptions. It was truly a very informative presentation, and I hope that everyone was taking notes, because really a lot of information was there. Thanks again. The second speaker today will be Dr. Mohammed. It will be Dr. Ahmed Darwish. And here, yes.
So should I start?
Yes, please start. We can hear you great.
Okay, thanks a lot, Anastasia, and thanks, Ahmed, for the invitation. It's my pleasure to be here with you today. I'll be as quick as possible and as short as possible and to the point. I'll try to stick to the time that Ahmed told me, around 10 minutes or even less. I'm just trying to, I would like to mention, because Dr. Mohammed's presentation was quite informative and included most of the topics with regard to digital transformation in general, but I'll take a little bit different direction and talk about the digital transformation from the point of view of the government, and mainly the challenges faced by the government. As an ex-vice minister, I served for the government for a couple of years. I would like to share the main points that I really faced from the real life when we talk about digital transformation. And the first point, actually I have four or five points that I put down, not in a specific order, but the first is, and again Dr. Mohammed touched it briefly, the human resources, and this is what we call the talent. Whenever we in the government we like to develop the digital transformation project, we were faced with the problem of hiring or having the appropriate human resources. It's a global-wide problem, especially when you talk about new technologies, IoT and big data and AI and machine learning and this kind of stuff. It's very difficult to find the appropriate talent. Especially, the problem is much more bigger when we talk about the government. Hiring those people in the government is quite difficult due to the lack of financial resources mainly, but the government is not attractive anymore especially for the youth and the young people to work there. So the first problem that we faced is the availability or to find the right human resources to work with. Second, this is what I call a culture change. We need to do a big culture change. Let me tell you, when we talk about culture change, the Egyptian government, and we talk about the Egyptian government in specific, we're talking about a huge government. We're talking about, I think now we have more than 7 million people working in the Egyptian government as the civil servants, almost 7 million people. I think they were 6, 7 or 8 years ago, and now there are 7 million people working in the Egyptian government. To convince those people to the importance or to importance of the digital transformation, it's quite difficult. It's quite a huge task that's very difficult to implement. And as I said, especially with the large number of people there. Because when we talk about digital transformation, it's not just about a couple of computers or PCs or laptops that we use here and there. It's about changing the process, as Dr. Muhammad just mentioned. And changing the process, a real change in process requires a real change in culture. And this is where the real challenge is when talk about the government, culture change. Another aspect is awareness. And when I talk about, mention awareness here, I mention awareness for decision makers mainly. For decision makers, they might be interested in digital transformation because this is the trend, because they believe in this is better for the country. But for any project to succeed, especially when we talk about digital transformation and culture change, and we need the political or the executive support. That's not say with the political support, because the political support is there, is always there. So we talk about the executive's support, the top management support in any governmental organization for this digital transformation project. And this we was a little bit difficult to find top managers who have been there in their position or in this whatever institute we're talking about or entity, governmental entity we're talking about. They've been in their position for 5 or 10 years, and then we come and tell them, now what you were doing, we need to change it. Why do I need to change it? Because we can do it in a better way. And the answer that we get right immediately, we've been doing this for 5 or 10 years and it's quite good, it's working quite well. So awareness on the executive level is very important. The buy-in on the executive level is very important. Without this, any digital transformation project wouldn't work or wouldn't achieve its objective within the expected time frame. The next aspect that I wrote down is
Okay, we seem to have some problems with the mic. Just 1 second. Why can't we hear you, Doctor? Dr. Ahmed, can you hear us?
Dr. Ahmed, تقريبا في Dr. Ahmed, I think there's some problems in the mic, so we couldn't hear you now. So can you send me if there's a problem with your laptop or something like that, or we can wait here? If some problems, we can manage another talk, then we'll be back to you again. One more thing I would like to ask Dr. Mohammed Khoulef to share the presentation with us, because a lot of guys, they are asking about the presentation. It's a very good presentation, so we would like to send it to we would like you to send it to us to share it with our colleagues. So if it's okay with you. I think that there is a problem with Dr. Ahmed, so we can ask Dr. Adel to start the presentation until Dr. Ahmed fix the problem.
Okay, sure. So now I'm giving the floor to Dr. Adel Abel Monaim. And we can see your screen. That's great. And can we hear you, please?
Dr. Adel, unmute your mic, please. Oh, presentation dedicated for future teams. Thank you so much for this presentation at first.
You're welcome.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Hi.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, based on where are you. I'm honored to be with you today, speaking in such an important event. Thank you for the kind invitation to be a part of the event. I will try to be very focused on the topic, cybersecurity as an enabler for digital transformation, as long as cybersecurity looks like the main pillar to have success of digital transformation. Okay. Cybersecurity became no more technical issue. Cybersecurity in today's world became like a national security issue. Okay. In private sector, we say it's a business issue, but in the government level, it could be like a national security issue. As you can see, some news related to United States in America, where President Trump announced that they will create a new cybersecurity strategy to deal with cyber threats that threatening United States national security. In the United Kingdom, we have the news to tell us it's about to create an elite force of cyber attackers or cyber professionals, about 2,000 cyber professionals. Earlier, like two years ago, in Germany, we have announcement that we will have like a cyber army consisted of 13,500 different cyber professionals in France. And finally, in NATO created, or actually is still working to create its own cooperative cyber defense center of excellence, CCD, CEO, where we have around 25 different countries participating in creating like a collaborative forces to defend or to attack, offensive and defensive attacks as well, for dealing with these cyber threats. Why we have such big, let us say, focus with the cybersecurity? Because simply all big countries, United States, Europe, all Russia, all big countries considered cybersecurity now as a fifth domain in cyber war. You know, we have land operation, we have air operation, we have sea, we have space, and finally we have cyber operation. It became undivided part of any cyber army nowadays, especially for the advanced countries. And this is how it looks like, as cyberspace and cyber command forces can integrate with everyone around. This is just a highlight about the importance of cybersecurity in today's world. This is like a snapshot for a second. This is what is happening in a while, maybe 1 second or whatever, to see how attacks are looking like. Can you imagine how many attacks is launched from anywhere in the world to against anywhere else in the world? All kinds of attacks, all countries are suffering from cyber attacks and so on. I heard Dr. Ahmed Darwish and Dr. Muhammad Khalif speaking about digital transformation and new technologies, IoT, and as you can see, it's a new era of threats. Yes, it is opportunities, but from security perspective, it extends our attack surface. This is why we have IoT security threats to extend our attack surface as well. IoT surrounding our day-to-day life. Smart cities, digital transformation, smart shopping, smart parking, smart devices, smart watch, wearable electronics, everything surrounding your day-to-day life today has IoT almost. In airplanes, okay, even we start to have new terminologies, aviation cybersecurity framework. This is something new to the world, aviation cybersecurity framework. In oil and gas, in critical infrastructure as well, we have cybersecurity. In oil and gas, electricity, transportation, and this is another point of attacking cars. You cannot imagine to what extent attacks became very specific, to have attacks for cars, attacks for smart TVs, and so on. And this graph is simply showing you that we have up to 15 different approaches to have attacks. This is maybe a funny news where you can read about attacking smart bulb. So when we speak about cybersecurity nowadays, can you imagine that some attackers can attack your system or your network because you have a vulnerable smart bulb? And we may have a day where we need to update our smart bulb regularly, like Windows or like phone operating systems as well. Okay, some national level attacks we witnessed recently. We have like what has happened in New Orleans city, where the city announced the emergency status like they are in a war because they have ransomware where everything got disabled. earlier, we have Baltimore City, where we have something similar. Again, the city got disabled for around 21 days or 22 days continuously. Can you imagine to have a large city like this one with no electronic services? Because there is no proper, let us say, precautions for security. Could be they have good practices. However, in security, we have a rule, we name it golden rule, which is there is no 100% secure system. This is why I'm still highlighting the risk of not having the proper cybersecurity controls. In Bristol, in the United Kingdom, I did my best to have things from everywhere as long as we are speaking about youth from all over the world. This is what is happening everywhere. When we speak about United Kingdom, United States, okay, in Germany, France, everywhere, we are speaking about mature countries has great experience in dealing with such attacks. However, there is no 100% secure system. This one, for example, is one of the very scaring examples, is about IoT attacks for CT scan devices. Can you imagine that? We have like this news, attacker can get control over CT devices so they can show you that patient has like a cancer, although this is actually not true. This is a fake process data, and you can take a decision as a doctor to do a medical operation or similar or surgery based on this fake information. Okay, everything affected. Airports, like what happened in Ukraine 2016, banking sector, central bank in Bangladesh. Cyber tourism is still one of the threats we can face. Emerging technologies like big data, like social networks, like 5G network, where almost everything will be connected together. I'm not sure if you know or not, with the releasing of 5G technology, you can consider almost everything in the world will be connected together. So your home devices, along with your phone, along with me, your corporate, has a common underlying layer, which is M2M technology provided with 5G. Smart cities, smart cars, smart life will be connected to everything connected to each other. This is how technology or emerging technology can affect our life and can affect our dreams to go for the new language or language of the future, which is digital transformation. The presence of social network as well can witness like a huge amount of data flow coming in and out every day. And as you can see, this is what is happening in a minute for our day-to-day life. Like 1 million person logged in Facebook, 1.3 million person can log into Facebook at a time, like 1.2 million views in Twitch, like 1,400 downloads from TikTok and so on. It's a huge amount of data. This data is not only about our fun, it could be also disclosing more information about you, about your privacy, your location, your medical data as well. People normally happy when they have like some application to change your picture, to see you when you reach 50, 60, something like that. However, all of these photos and data will be processed. By the end of the day, you will reach something like that. I advise you or invite you to visit this site. This is named "This Person Does Not Exist." I hope you can see the URL. This person does not exist. Can you imagine every time you refresh the page, you receive a new face for a person? Believe or not, those persons are not true. This is computer generated. After millions of people have uploaded their photos for "This person does not exist," we reach such a result. This is why face recognition and image processing techniques became very intelligent to the extent almost you cannot hide your identity. There is very big opportunities and a very big amount of threats as well. Such kind of opportunities could be used to mitigate COVID-19. We can have more better recognition for people where we have infection or whatever. At the same time, we have very big risk to violate your privacy. Okay. Moreover, we have smartphones. Can you imagine how many attacks could target your phone? Actually, this looks like attack vectors. Your phone could be attacked through all of these vectors, through the web browser, through malware, viruses, or whatever, through network interception, through cloud attacks. I don't want to dig in depth into technical issues, but what I can tell you is simply we are surrounded with thousands of threats. This is like wide diversity of attack vectors, as I told you. Threat landscape is expanding day by day. Every day, maybe every month, we have new attack vectors or some threats like cryptocurrency, like crypto mining, like denial of service attacks, okay, like privacy violation, ransomware. This is very important graph to show you the relation between many important terminologies. Like what is the link between information security, cyber security, IT security, OT security. Information security looks like the bigger umbrella where we have covering for all other aspects. Information could be digital, could be printed, could be verbal, could be by gesture. This is information, could take any form. But when we have cyber security, it has to be connected to the internet. It's a digital form only of information. However, this cybersecurity has both IT systems and OT systems. I think you understand the meaning of IT very well, but what is OT? OT stands for operational technology, where you have more like industrial control systems, like what could be found in transportation control, oil and gas, electricity generation or distribution, and so on. In this area, we have another era of technologies, another kind of security attacks and controls. Having any attack at this level, I mean OT level, may lead to crisis, like general or complete blackout for a city, like what happened in Ukraine like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And recently we started to have IoT, and moreover we have IIoT, Internet of Things, and then Industrial Internet of Things. And by any means, we cannot ignore the importance of physical security. This is how the architecture of security is there and how it could be used to support digital transformation. It is always needed to define what assets do you have, databases, web servers, photos, okay, Excel sheets, whatever kind of asset you have. It may have some vulnerabilities, weakness points, and any vulnerability could be exploited by a potential threat, okay, and this threat could be materialized or could be activated by threat agent or threat actor. This cycle is simply the life story of security, identifying assets, identifying vulnerabilities, identifying potential threats, and finally to identify how to defend against these potential threats. One of the very important points to take care about in digital transformation is business continuity. Not having any problems with availability will impact your network very dramatically, will make people feel dissatisfied, okay? If your customer as well, customer satisfaction index may be decreased. This is why you have to assure availability. If you ask any security professional about what is the meaning of security, he or she will tell you, okay, security simply could be presented in a form of confidentiality, only authorized people can access the data, integrity, only authorized people can modify the data, and availability, data has to be available. Otherwise, you have no value if you have a secure system, but we cannot make use of this one. Now we have the new terminology of cyber resilience. We need to have resilient organizations where each organization has the readiness to defend against availability attack or denial of service attack. Okay, I'm just going for more important topics. For critical infrastructure, what are critical infrastructure sectors? As per Department of Homeland Security in the United States, we have 16 defined different critical infrastructure sector, such as, but not limited to, communication, banking, health, emergency, electricity, oil and gas, and so on. to have the full scheme. I'm not saying to have full protection. There is no 100% secure system, but to have the full scheme of protecting your digital assets, your digital transformation ecosystem, you have to have identification for what do you have and what risks you may face. Then to propose the appropriate level of protection with appropriate techniques of protection. Then you have to have detection capability for whatever coming, like zero-day attacks. Zero-day means something just known right now, not before. And then we have the proper response to provide the proper response for what is detected, and finally to recover back for normal operation. When you have a mature process to manage such a model, I can tell you, you have a mature operation to manage cybersecurity aspect for cybersecurity. Many standards are there. IoT security guidelines like ENISA. Our colleagues from Europe definitely know ENISA, which is European Network and Information Security Agency. And now they have a new name like European Cybersecurity Agency. Okay, many standards are there. We have GDPR, we have California Privacy Act, we have Egyptian privacy, we have Egyptian data privacy law and cyber law as well. We have tens, maybe hundreds of standards to comply with. Accordingly, it's another area of challenges, how to comply or how to adapt with all regulatory and compliance requirements. This compliance requirement could be industry-based, like HIPAA in healthcare. HIPAA stands for Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, like GDPR, if you are dealing with European citizen, maybe like Egyptian data privacy law when you are dealing with the Egyptian market, and so on. This is another challenge to be matched or to be managed with when it comes to digital transformation and information security. Again, many standards are there. This is the conclusion for everything regarding how to manage security over the digital transformation. Mainly, we need to achieve this concept, information governance. What is the meaning of information governance? You have to have rules. Who is the owner of the data? Who can access the data? What is the retention period to retain the data? What is the compliance you need to comply with? Who can access in which level of authority? Read only, read and modify, read and create, something like that, okay? And in case you have kind of policies or procedure, could be applied at the organizational level, could be applied at industry level, like central bank in any country can play a role of regulator for the financial sector, okay? Like in United Kingdom, you have NHS, National Health Service, which is like a regulator for all medical aspect in United Kingdom. And okay, like Netherlands, our colleagues from Netherlands, you have NEN standards. This is all about Netherlands-based standards for security, for safety, okay, and so on. So we have wide diversity of policies, procedures, standards to comply with. I got informed from the coordinator of the event that you are interested to know what is the business opportunity you may be interested on or you may focus on as a startup to work with in cybersecurity with cloud or with cybersecurity with digital transformation. I tried to list some of them. Definitely we have many, many more, but some of them could be working in the area of security assessment and penetration testing, could be working in the area of risk assessment, business continuity and disaster recovery services. You may have your own system to be outsourced. You may train people to be ready to deliver such services, okay? Incident response service, especially for middle and small organization where they have no capacity to hire people specifically for this one. You can work to provide this service as an outsourced service. Business analysis, because many people when it comes to digital transformation needs to have like reshaping for processes, for workflow, for data flow, and so on. Security enterprise architecture, but this one requiring more experienced people or maybe some older people like me. So in this area, you could have your own pool of, let us say, consultants, or you may hire some consultant to deal with your own system. Digital forensics, it's another area of cybersecurity could be provided for cloud. Digital forensics, it's all about having ability or capability to detect who is the crime like doer, who did this one, what is the source of such cyber crime, how the attack was conducted, what is the affected asset or assets, and so on. It looks like normal forensics, but this is for digital platform. You may work in one of the very promising area, which is to develop, to write standards and policy, again, especially for small and medium enterprises. It's another area we can work with, which is information governance. And finally, it could be specific industry standards or regulatory compliance, such as PCI, Payment Card Industry Standard in banking, such as HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act in medical sector, and maybe like NERC, North America Electricity Reliability Center, to have standards for cybersecurity for this sector in a specific, which is simply about how to support sustainability in electricity generation and distribution. I know I'm speaking so fast, but I'm trying to deliver a complete message of you to show you to what extent cybersecurity cannot be ignored when it comes to digital transformation. And allow me to say, there is no digital transformation without cybersecurity. And one of the core pillars of cybersecurity is the human factor. In security, we always saying to have a successful solution, you have to have people, process, technology. So you may have the recent technology or the latest technology, you have good policies, but when you have non-skilled people, you will fail. Having skilled people without having policies and the procedure, you will fail. Having both together without having the appropriate technology to deal with the emerging threats, you will fail as well. This is why we have to take care of the three aspects. And definitely you are the potential human forces for the future. And it will be my pleasure to invite you all for this career, I mean cybersecurity, since we have, as per all statistics, you can Google it after the session, search for how many vacancies are there for cybersecurity. You will find around 2 million plus vacancy with no available resources. I wish you all best of luck. Okay, and I was honored to participate with you today. Thank you for everything. And I'm not sure if there is any question could be sent for later. Okay, however, I'm telling you again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for such a useful presentation and so much information to process.
Thank you.
Yeah, and one of our participants has already published his question. So the question is about one of your slides that was in the beginning. He didn't put but it was about the VPN and the locations. So the question stands, how do you determine the true location? Do we know the exact VPN? So I think it was somewhere in the beginning or in the middle about the process.
Allow me to tell you like a quick answer, and then I can put the full complete answer on the website or Facebook page.
Sure.
Okay, because I don't want to take time from Dr. Ahmed. However, very quickly, I can tell you, when using VPN, there is no confirmation that I can detect the exact location of the person. Maybe with some advanced tricks I can try, but there is no 100% confirmation you can assure this location is the correct one for any person when it comes to use of VPN or proxy chains.
So thank you, great.
Okay. Thank you
for a quick answer. Yeah,
okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, Anastasia, but we need, if it's okay from Dr. Adil to share us the presentation also.
Sure,
because,
sure, okay.
People asked me for the presentation, and thank you so much, Dr. Adil.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was
okay.
absolutely perfect. Absolutely
You're
perfect.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
So we are back to Dr. Ahmed Darwish, I suppose, if he is with us.
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. So the floor goes back to you. We lost
Thank
you
you, Anastasia. Yeah, and sorry for the connection, the bad connection that happened, and I was disconnected. So actually, I was talking about the digital transformation from the perspective of the government and the challenges that we face, that the government faces whenever it starts a digital transformation project. And I mentioned that the lack of talent, or the lack of the human resources. We talked about the culture change, and then I talked about the awareness for the executives or the top level, top management level. And the point that I was starting to talk to you to talk about before the disconnecting was the localization. And this basically means, as Dr. Muhammad mentioned also, we don't have to search for the latest technology. We have to find the technology that fits the local market and the local needs. And this is a huge actually challenge, because usually and unfortunately the multinationals that work here, they have their own systems or their own solutions that fit the market outside Egypt. But we have a totally different culture, totally different way of doing things, totally different business processes. So we need to localize those systems or those solutions to fit the local market. And for this, to make this happen or to achieve this, we need a lot of expertise, not just expertise from outside the country, but we have to build our own expertise that are capable of transforming or localizing the solutions that are developed outside Egypt to fit the needs for the local case. Last point that I would like to mention is the infrastructure, and mainly it's the internet. Again, when we talk about the Egyptian government or the Egyptian case in general, we don't have the best infrastructure in the world. We don't have the best internet speed in the world. Although in the past 5 or 6 years, we jumped a good number of ranks with the ranking system, with the infrastructure and speed of the internet, but still we need to do much more than that. There's a lot of room for improvement that is badly needed, because without the adequate and appropriate infrastructure, we can't achieve a real digital transformation. Again, and also when we mention about the infrastructure, we have to, it's not just the internet or the connectivity being available, it's being affordable. And this is a very important point in a low-income country as Egypt, or a middle-income country even as Egypt. We need to make the internet more affordable, to have the internet more affordable to the people in general, so that they can use the internet and make use of the systems that the government will implement, or even the private sector will have in place for the different services, different applications. Unless the internet is affordable, unless the vast majority of the Egyptians are able to log on and have their own internet connectivity, affordable internet connectivity, it will be difficult for them to benefit from the digital transformation that's currently taking place. Also, similar to the internet connectivity, we're talking about the mobile phones. Unfortunately, I can't remember the exact figures. Probably Dr. Adel and Dr. Muhammad would be more aware. I think the mobile phone internet, the smartphones internet is not widely spread in Egypt. I think it's just 15% or so. And this number wouldn't help the people to use the digital transformation that's taking place, benefit from the digital transformation that's taking place. So when we talk about the infrastructure, we talk about the availability and the speed of the internet, and the penetration of the internet to all the different levels, to different income levels in the Egyptian society. Without those two aspects, whatever we use and whatever our efforts are in this regard, in the issue of digital transformation, we won't be able to achieve the benefits, the real benefits, or to cascade the benefits to the low income level of the society, to make use of the digital transformation projects and solutions. I used to be part of the Ministry of Housing. So when we talk about digital transformation, I would like to, I've mentioned five points: awareness and localization, human resources, infrastructure, and cultural change. When we reflect this on the main point that's related to the housing, it's smart cities. Our cities are quite old. We have a mega city, which is Greater Cairo metropolitan area, with more than I think 17 or 18 million inhabitants in there, between 3 governorates. It's a mega city. It's very difficult to manage. Most of our cities are quite big, over-densed. So smart cities is not a luxury anymore. It's a necessity to be able to benefit from the digital transformation in our urban environment. We need to have smart cities. But when we talk about smart cities, we're talking about a huge infrastructure. So this is what I've just mentioned before, just talking about the infrastructure. We need to have the appropriate infrastructure in place. We need to have a culture change for the local residents, for them to use the benefits of the tools that any smart city would offer them. We need the human resources that are able to develop the systems that can help in any smart city, and also to raise the awareness of the local public how to use how to be part of a smart city community. So this is how I reflected on the 5 main challenges that face the government when you talk about smart cities. Hope I didn't take too long of your time. I tried to be as short as possible, to the point, and hope it was informative and outline the challenges faced by the government when you talk about digital transformation. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Yes, it was absolutely very informative and not long at all. But we have one question for you as well from our listeners. So Yakov is asking, how, in your opinion, can the technology help people in countries with, well, special case situations like Yemen, Syria, Libya, Armenia's Karabakh, etc.? So maybe in a short version, what is your opinion on this?
This is a very tricky question. But again, I don't think this is the one solution that fits all. One size doesn't fit all. Here we're talking about localizing solution for different needs, different local needs. For example, when you talk about Yemen, probably we need technology for humanitarian aspects, humanitarian solutions. When we talk about Syria, we talk about refugees, how we can engage the refugees using the information technology, how we can find their needs. Even in Syria, when we talk about refugees, we're talking about how we can develop e-learning solution for those people stranded everywhere, how we can develop e-learning solutions and online learning for them. When we're talking about the conflict in Armenia, in the province there, we're talking about how we can, if I may suggest, then we need to have a solution, how we can make use of the technology for people to develop communications and for peace, for developing peace between the different fighting parties there. So again, one solution doesn't fit all. We have different issues. We have to customize the solution, the use of the IT solutions to the local need.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your speech and for answering the question of our audience. So now I'm taking the floor out from you, and our next speaker will be Ahmed Barani. So Ahmed,
thank you,
please.
Anastasia, so much. Thank you, Dr. Ahmed, and thanks, Dr. Khulaif and Dr. Adel. Your speech first was very good, and we take notes, and also we will share the presentation with our friends and colleagues. So thank you again so much for attending with us. It's our great pleasure. Regarding my talk, I will try to be too short because the timing, I think we don't have the sufficient time. So I'll try to reduce my presentation much more to not more than 5 minutes. And also I'd like to ask other speakers if they can do like I will do or not. So what I'm going to talk about today is something called in the past few weeks we were preparing to have some kind of initiative to support the digital transformation in Egypt and in Africa in general, because we have a great network with African people, young youth all over Africa, and also we are in the same situation in Egypt and Africa regarding the digital transformation and regarding how to make use of the digital tools to cope with COVID-19, and especially that some of us now times they are working from home, they are managing their business online. So that's what I'm trying to talk about it today. As I told you, what is the initiative? I'll try to say a brief about it. After the spread of COVID-19, it was necessary to find solutions that would allow the business continuity, and also as what happened in some countries, the lockdown, and that we are working from home. Regarding that, my company, I'm introducing myself today as a Egyptian company co-founder. So from this company, we launched as an initiative of digital transformation under the name of Digitalize Egypt, or if we are going to launch this initiative in any African countries or any Arab countries or any other country who would like to cooperate with us, it will be Digitalize the country itself. What's the mean of Digitalize Egypt? We'd like to reduce we are going to reduce the pricing of our software systems, because as I told you that our company is working in software development. So we are trying to reduce the prices of the systems in the Egyptian market or in the target market. We are going to work in it with the aim of encouraging owners and business owners and institutions, companies, entrepreneurs to use the modern technologies in running their projects and in managing their employees and their customers. Briefly, our vision is the initiative aims to enable small and medium-sized companies in Egypt to keep up with the digital transformation, and also to consider the, and also we are targeting the small and medium-sized companies and entrepreneurs working in Egypt and in the other countries that work with us in the initiative, as it provides this as this segment, as this target segment is going to have more growth in the near future. Our mission is targeting medium and micro companies, as well as entrepreneurs and owners of commercial service, as well as schools, universities, hospitals, health centers. We are offered them an initiative, innovative concept of management using the latest software and technologies. This will help them to complete, to have a complete administrative work remotely, and will allow them to follow up and to manage all their employees, as well as projects progress, tasks, and time logs for each employees with several kinds of report. So actually what I'm talking about now, let me brief it in 1 minute. What I'm trying to talk about, that we have many systems like project management system, ERP solutions, learning management system, hospital management system. So actually now time, we have a lot of management system which can help business owners to run and manage their business online. So this is the first step of the initiative, and we are targeting from this first module of the initiative, we are targeting the business owners of small and medium-sized companies. We are offering them this system. And what's the new with the system? Yes, the system, it's sure, it's with fees and people can subscribe to it. But what we did in this initiative is that we are offering this system for free to anyone who can subscribe for 30 days free trial. And also some of the entrepreneurs and some of our colleagues in future team who have their running business, we can offer up to five control panels to manage for them to manage their business and their employees online. So after we finish the presentation, who's interested to run? I was planning to share my screen now and to open you to show you the system online and how we can manage it, but for some security reasons and what we saw, I'm totally about the security. So anyone who's interested, I'll send me directly a private message, and I'll send him the link of the website. He can go directly, he can register his company, he will have 30 days free trial. He can run the system with all its features, and if he likes the system and he can manage in these 30 days his employees and his task, and he found it something good, we can support him not to pay any money in the next year, and we can offer, as I told you, up to free control panels, which is each one of them costs $1,000 per year, but we will offer it for free for 5 of our future team colleagues and who have their running business. Again, I don't like to take much more time. I will let the opportunity to my colleagues to complete their presentation and to listen all of them. Thank you again. And after our speech, we can have free discussions after finishing this conference. Thank you again so much.
Thank you, Ahmed, for such a fast speech. I see that you were really doing your best to shorten it. Thank you, because yeah, we really took a lot of time with the previous speakers, but it was too interested to shorten it. So thanks again, Ahmed. And I am ready to ask our next speaker. I have trouble finding Arthur Gobak in Zoom. Ahmed, do you know, is he with us? But I think that we can come back to him later. And now I'm ready to give the floor to Sidoin Felix. I see him with us. So.
Hello, everyone. Can you get me?
Hi. Yes, we can hear you. The floor is yours.
All right. Thank you very much for all the previous speakers, and thank you, Ahmed Barani, for having me to share some little ideas with everyone. So today I'm going to be talking, okay, I'm Sidoin Felix. It's important people know who I am. I'm Sidoin Felix from Cameroon. I am a graduate of the African Presidential Leadership Program. But I am equally a very active citizen. So today I specialize in developing policies, resources that have to do with youth empowerment. So essentially today I'm going to be talking very briefly about active citizenship and digital transformation. So ladies and gentlemen, going straight to the point, we live in a world that is increasingly digitalized. Now the question we ask ourselves, now that we are switching from doing things switching from a lot of physical activities now to virtual activities, how do we keep being active citizens in a more virtual world? The first thing we want to probably ask ourselves is, who is an active citizen? An active citizen, ladies and gentlemen, is simply anyone who feels the interest of contributing to the prosperity of his or her community. So as an active citizen, if you find that there is a gap in anything in the community, it becomes incumbent for you to propose solutions to these challenges without having to wait for government to tell us what specifically to do. For example, in the context of the usage of the internet, we realize that with the events that are happening across the world, there are a lot of people sharing a lot of content which at times are not real content. Then as an active citizen, we ask ourselves, how do I ensure that false information is not disseminated so that it doesn't bring about more chaos in our communities? So that is how we active citizens should think in the era of digitalization. So very fast, I'm going to give us some tips as active citizens which we can use to improve or how can I say, to better use the internet. The first thing we need to do as active citizens, ladies and gentlemen, is to stop what I call the ABC syndrome. By ABC syndrome, I mean accusing, blaming, and complaining. You know, it is easy for us young people to put the blame on our leaders, on people saying they have to do it this way, they have to make it this way. But the question as young people I ask ourselves is, yes, our leaders have to do this, but what could we do as an alternative to support them? Because we need to remember that it takes the wisdom of the elders and the young people's energy to build sustainable cities, to build sustainable impact in our communities. So young people, how much longer are we going to keep blaming these people? The next thing I want us to do is, each time we receive an information, before disseminating this information with the internet, let's ask ourselves, where did I get this information? Why is this information sent to me? If I have to send this information to another person, what is the purpose for sending it? And if we cannot answer this question, guys, please don't send the information because it could bring more harm than good. Now, to probably wrap up, I want us to answer or to ask ourselves this question. We are having this virtual event, this webinar. The question is, how can we transcend everything we are saying today so that it can reach to the lay citizens in our communities? Because the most important thing about what we are doing, understanding that all of us here are leaders really doing tremendous things in our countries, but we equally need to take this information from this webinar down to the people in our communities. So now that we understand that many young people are doing a lot of things on the internet, from playing video games, watching content on YouTube, watching short videos and everything, I think it becomes incumbent for us to transform these ideas we are sharing here. Why not into video games, ladies and gentlemen? Because if many young people are spending a lot of time playing video games, then we can bring up educational content in the form of educative video games so that our peers across the world can learn from these video games. In the same light, we know that a lot of our peers listen to a lot of music. Why can we not, through Future Team, for example, have a kind of general of an event where we bring artists from across the world so that these artists, through their music, can transmit the message of active citizenship? Because we agree that many people do listen to music, right? And so if people listen to music, then we can be able to pass information through the music industry. I mean, information on active citizenship and the value of digital transformation. And the next thing I want to bring about is we do understand that a lot of people also do watch movies. So perhaps through this platform, with Future Team, we can decide to bring people of the entertainment industry so that we can design content around movies that actually empower the people. Because for me, we are going to fail at what we are doing today if all of what we are discussing ends among us. It needs to get down to the citizens down there. And how do we get these things to the citizen? Through mobile games or through games, applications on our phone, music. And why don't we even, as active citizens, raise a kind of sensitization through, let me say, concerts. And through the concerts, we bring consciousness to our leaders. So guys, in brief, this is what I have to share with you when it comes to active citizenship and digital transformation. And I will gladly answer any question should anybody have. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot. He was really very well enthusiastic, and your manner was absolutely adorable. Thank you a lot for this information, and I hope that our next speaker, Arthur, is here. Ahmed. Okay, so our next speaker is Istvan Dobre. And I'm very happy to give the floor to you, Istvan.
Yeah, I hope everybody can hear me.
Hi, yes, we can hear you.
That's great. Thank you very much. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear friends from all over the world, dear honored guests, meet you here today in this conference. To understand what benefits these IT technologies could bring into our life during the pandemic, we need to first understand how the coronavirus affected our general work and life. I would like to share with you some basic information really quickly regarding the COVID-19 cases, restrictions, and reactions different countries around us in this region took in the past few months in the Central European region. The picture is really colorful. I think after we have almost the whole world here in this conference, I think everybody has already seen these examples in their own countries. But in our region, there are two really affected countries, like the Czech Republic, where it's almost this week they announced 15,000 new cases, which is the highest during Czech Republic's history. In Poland, they shut down almost the whole country. So in this meaning, these countries needed to face nowadays really serious restrictions, and of course all the workflow and the education and actually the whole life needed to find new solutions. These trends are almost the same and typical for Hungary as well. Here in Hungary, we have restrictions like everywhere. You need to wear a mask and public transport. Sorry for my camera fell down. and everything is almost closed. All the cultural and sports events during the summer season were canceled. And of course, this pandemic has a serious effect on the economy. So a lot of shops, restaurants were closed. You can imagine that, for example, the tourism dropped during April almost by 90-95%, which is a really serious number. And of course, it affected the working trends as well. Everybody needed to stay home. Nobody was allowed to go not only into restaurants, but even to the workplace. So the office centers shut down as well. And of course, new trends became into picture. Like, for example, most of the companies needed to understand the situation, how to react, and to use different online conference applications, software like the one we use here now for this conference. So we needed to recalculate the whole life. We needed to adopt new technologies, as the few speakers before me mentioned the same, that we needed to find new solutions to continue to keep the balance and to grow. And of course, the solution was the internet and the online services. These solutions, of course, had some disadvantages, but I would like to talk more about the own pluses they had. They changed our life into a new rhythm. A lot of companies changed into home office, as I mentioned. So a lot of people decided to leave the big cities. They went to the countryside because they could work from home. And home office and the usage of IT technologies and IT services became more popular than ever before. And we can say for all generations almost. And how it affected the volunteerism and the volunteer actions, because except the professional work I'm dealing with during the work days, I am the founder and the president of a charity organization called Winners Association. We help and support children and families with the battle in cancer. We organize different cultural events and sports events. And of course, during the summer, we wanted to organize our biggest event, but it was canceled due to the COVID restrictions. And we needed to find some new solutions. So we decided to launch soon an online-based cultural program for children in the hospitals. And in these programs, the good thing is that not only the children in the hospitals can participate in, but even children from home as well. And thanks to the new technologies, and as I before mentioned, for the general usage of IT technologies, it became even possible that this program can become international program in the future too. We communicate, of course, with our volunteers and our partners via online application like WhatsApp, Viber, or Skype. And a lot of new application appeared supporting the volunteer actions as well here in Hungary, and as far as I know, around the world. And this could be, again, understand as a big advantage of this strange period. Or we can highlight the fact that more and more people begin to use social media to find volunteer events or to create own volunteer events as well. So in general, we can say that these new restrictions made us, better to say, they pushed us to find new alternative solutions, new actions and programs that could create new success stories as well. And I think it is a big advantage of the coronavirus, if you can say like that, like advantage, that volunteering and supporting each other became more popular in Hungary than ever before. People realize that we don't need to always to rush. We don't need always to fight or push each other. We can even help or support each other. And doing like that, a lot of problems can be solved and a lot of people can be helped to live a better life, even in this strange period of time. So me personally, I truly believe that nothing happens without any reason. And I truly believe that everything which happens with reason is happening for better results, or for, we can say, for better life. Like this online conference here organized by the Future team and led by Mr. Ahmed Barani is a great example of the digital transformation, I think. So it shows that we can be connected, we can share the experiences, we can listen to each other even without traveling that much using the new technologies. Me personally, of course, I prefer personal meetings, but I think IT solutions can help us to keep the good relation until we meet again. And I would like to thank you for the participation. I would like to express my gratitude for the invitation. And I would like to wish all the participants and honored guests all the best. Of course, strong health and good luck in everything. And thank you very much for the attention.
Thank you, Istvan, for this new point of view from Europe, the new region for our today's event. Thanks a lot. It was very, very nice hearing you.
Thank you very much.
And our next speaker is from another region, from Latin America. It's Lara Pontes, and I'm very happy to give her the floor.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Lara. Yes, we can hear you.
Hi. So hi, everyone. I'm Laura. I'm from Brazil, and I'm graduating computer network. And now I'm a specialist in IT in Czech Republic. And since we are running out of time, I'm going to make a very quick speech for you guys about my vision on the impact of digital transformation, the youth development. So we all are witness that the immersion of the technology and it's making possible to continue with the learning and to keep certain jobs remotely, even to the situation. And I believe that concerning to education, the youth have increased their creativity and they are finding more and more learning platforms that can make their development more pleasant and dynamic as well. And other point that I want to highlight is the problem solving skills like the youth that have gained along the digital transformation. So now they are working more independently and to perform all kinds of tasks. And I can see the youth are more empowered and they are reinventing themselves in the internet. And also I have realized that they are contributing to other people's development as well. And as an example of it, I can mention that there are a lot of young people building channels, networks, and online projects in social medias like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and some websites as well. And in all these platforms, they share about their ideas, the steps that they have taken to get through some challenge, and they share about opportunities. They teach people even small things that they have learned in their daily lives. And also they are learning and practicing new language by connecting with other people from all over the world and so on. And with all of this, I came to the conclusion that the youth are helping each other more. And I think they are making more networks. And for instance, they are building a more engaged and united youth generation due to this digital transformation we are having. So this is the reason why we are having this webinar today and getting connected with people from all over the world. Concerning to the job industry, I have realized that digital transformation has led to the development of technological leaders. And we can see that there are many emerging technologies that needs to be handled like in the workplace. And as long as the years come, we need to be able to have the skills to follow up with this growing demand. So we know that the relationship between the digital transformation and jobs are not new. The tech jobs were already here since some years ago, and they will be here tomorrow. And with the COVID-19, I believe the trend is to introduce more and more new technological tools to the workplace and new ways to work remotely as well. And for that reason, the youth are exposing themselves a lot to digital futures in order to be well prepared to join the upcoming opportunities, not only in the technology field, because I believe all the department will require tech abilities in the future. So of course, there is not everything is positive. There are so many negative points as well in impacts in the labor demand. For example, with the AI transformation, there are some positions that are replacing human beings, and it can be frustrating for some youth. But there are many changes also in the daily work journey, and people have to follow up more and more, and this fast demand can impact in the youth life and the mental health as well. But all of these is the price we pay, of course, for raising the economy, to build new departments, and to increase our life standard and reduce the production costs. But I believe we are the ones who can decide how we can use the digital transformation and how it will impact in our development so far. So yeah, this is my opinion. Thank you for the invitation. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you a lot, Lara, for such a professional view as a student. Thanks a lot. We are running out of time, and here is our next speaker, Wissam Ghanim. I'm happy to give you the floor, please.
Wissam, are you with us? I think his mic is muted, Anastasia. If you can unmute him.
Yes, I see that his mic is muted and he doesn't want to turn it on. Okay, maybe he doesn't hear us for now. So let's go to our next speaker then. It's Ula Ahmed. And is he with us?
Ola, she's from Syria.
I don't see her in the list of
maybe some problems with the connection, so
okay, then it's John. Yes, and John is here. So John Igbinosa, the floor is yours.
Okay, so hello everyone. Yeah, I'm excited to connect with every one of us. I want to kindly request for like a minute or two so that I can be able to share my screen.
Sure.
Yeah.
The settings is on, so you must be able to do it.
Okay.
John, tell us in a brief 2 or 3 words about the presentation. Something like you are talking about virtual reality, talking about what exactly to help us to listen to you totally. Go on.
Okay, so yeah, everyone, my name is John. I am speaking from Nigeria. I work as an educationist. I work with a startup called Edvolve, and basically what we do is that we build games and adaptive tools for learning. So we develop different kinds of games. Yeah, different kinds of games. Basically this today I'll be talking on increasing learning opportunities for underserved communities. So yes, I would be sharing my screen right about now. Sorry, just a minute. Okay. Awesome. So can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes, it seems like it. No, not yet.
Loading.
And now we do.
Now, okay, yes.
I'm not seeing my screen yet, so but that's fine. So I will be talking on increasing learning.
It says it's still loading. I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry, just a minute. Okay, so fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so yes, so I'll be speaking on increasing learning opportunities for underserved communities post-COVID. My name is John Igbinosa once again, and like I said, I work with a team in Nigeria where we develop games and adaptive tools for learning. So the first thing I would like us to realize today is that COVID came like a thief in the night. COVID-19 crept into our homes uninvited and disrupted the entire world's order. Flexibility is the new smart and technology is the new wise. So, you know, we never saw COVID-19 coming. We never saw the impact of what COVID-19 was going to be like. But at the end of the day, we all had to adjust to what COVID-19 was bringing about. I could even see how that the United Nations and several presidents and governors of the world had issues with navigating a process or an activity that has never happened in the book of history. And so as a result of that, flexibility is what the world had to adapt to, and technology was the new wise for everyone. So what has happened, because I'm talking about education, I would be giving a statistic that has to do with education, and which is that as of 30th of September 2020, approximately 1.77 billion learners are currently affected due to schools closure in response to the pandemic. So because we never saw this coming, because we never saw how to prepare for this, at the end of the day, we discovered that 1.77 billion people are affected. And trust me, friends, these are the future of the world. These are the people that own several opportunities to make the world a better place. So we can see that 1.77 of the future leaders, 1.77 of the global transformators in human beings are affected by the number one tool that Nelson Mandela said can change the world. That is education. And I think it's something that we should really talk about. So very quickly, I'm going to be talking about where we are, what we can do, what we are currently doing, and then conclusion. So 89% of youth around the world are out of school as at March 2020. 1.52 billion children and youth. I think this number should scare us, because if we have not just, like you're saying, you have the composition of the entire Africa out of school, because Africa is about 1.3, 1.4 billion. And so you're saying 1.4 billion Africans plus roughly about 300 million or 200 million extra people. So you're saying an entire continent is affected because of the pandemic that we never saw coming. And I think, or I believe, that this conversation we have today is a very great opportunity where we can discuss as leaders as what we think can be the solution of the world. So where are we? So if you look at this graph you have here, you see that the red is showing the schools that were affected by this pandemic. You can see Africa, you can see Asia, and several parts of the world. You can see where the red signals indicated that this particular set of people, could not experience learning. And I'm going to use Nigeria, my own country, as an example. I'm a final year student of a university in Nigeria studying history and international relations. So by studying this, I must tell you that since February, I have not been in school. I was supposed to graduate today from the university. I was supposed to convocate today if by all standard coronavirus never happened. But because of the COVID-19 pandemic that happened, unfortunately, I cannot graduate today. Unfortunately, I cannot go for my master's program. Unfortunately, I cannot travel to places I could have gone to around the world. Unfortunately, all of the projects I'm supposed to work on are suspended because I cannot leave my country without my certificate. You can see there that the indication of orange are places where school were partially affected, and blue, you see that those parts of there, like the United States of America and several parts of the world, did not have this issue. Then light blue, you can see that there was no academic break at all. So what happens to our future if nothing is done? Trust me, if we don't work on this, then what then is the future of the world? A picture is worth 1,000 words, like this had said. And we must see then, the next question is, what can we do? What can we do very quickly? First of all is to outline. So the question is, which of these countries are affected? So I could really say, I heard somebody talking about how that the pandemic affected education in their country. So the first thing we must do about this is to outline which of these countries, as future team leaders, which of these countries under our membership is affected. Then what collaborations can happen between us? How many of us can join skills together? How many of us can join forces together? Which country agent, which country future team leaders need to align our visions together? And what can we do to collaborate and solve this? Then by solving this, the next question is to track. So how can we track the possibility or the progress that is happening? So it's not just about implementing a particular project or doing a particular thing, but the question becomes, how can we track the progress report of what happens? And at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, what can we profit from this? So at the same time, we are solving problems around the world. We are also making profits from this at the end of the day. So very quickly, I work with Ahmed Barani, and Together, we are currently working on a partnership in Egypt to see how that we can build games, like I said, because I build games and adaptive tools for learning. So I would like to show you very quickly one of my projects that we just worked on. So this is a video that we're currently working on. Please kindly watch. So basically, this is the video, right? Let me just take the volume off.
John,
Yeah,
we didn't
so this
see.
is basically.
John, we didn't
Yeah?
see. I think no one. You stopped the share screen. Share the screen
Okay,
again.
sorry, just a minute, friends. My apologies. Okay, so can you see my screen?
No.
Okay, just a minute so that I can restore my screen back. Okay, share screen. Yeah. Share. So let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, it's starting now.
Okay, so yeah. So this is currently the project that we're working on. This is the project we're working on. So basically, please, can you hear the audio? Can you hear the audio? Okay, so let me take the sound off so that you can be able to hear the audio. My apologies. So basically, this is a project that we are working on in partnership with Ahmed Barani. We partnered with the organization that is Egypt.io to see how that we could build games for Egypt. Yes, so that it could be used as a form of learning. Basically. Sorry, let me.
By the way, John, it can be
share my
implemented in any
screen.
country. But we want to see the video.
Yes, it can be implemented in any country around the world, basically. So whatever the country that needs our products, we can definitely have a discussion around this and then see how that this can be delivered to their country. So can you see the video? I would like to know, can you see my video? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we see the screen, but I think it's moving
Okay,
slowly.
Okay, apologies. Let me go over again. So basically, this is what we built. This is what we're trying to work on with Ahmed, and we believe that by working together as a team, we can then build this kind of solution around different countries of the world. So this works irrespective of whatever culture it might be or whatever language it might be. So we can build this as solutions for your mobile devices, that is Android or iOS. We can build this for educational Kindles. So for example, somebody could say we could work on a Kindle in your country and build this kind of stuff and then fix our game into this system. And then we can also work on this as VR, virtual reality set, where people can wear virtual reality and then get to learn different things about whatever you want us to do, whether it's on mathematics, whether it's on English language, whether it's on whatever culture that has to be in your country or whatsoever. So basically, we believe that this is the best time where together we can come together and solve solutions that can change our worlds around. We believe that this is the best time we can come together and implement solutions that can transform our countries. And I'll be hoping to having a discussion after now, so that then we can take the discussion from here. And my apologies for the technical glitch. I will be available to send the link to anyone who needs the video after now. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for having me once again. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, John, for your very interesting speech and for the video. It looks very beautiful, but sadly with the glitches. So I believe that John was our last speaker for today, and this was truly an amazing finishing touch. But Ahmed will now also sum up some of the main ideas of our today's event. So Ahmed, please.
Thank you, Anastasia, and thank you for everyone for attending this online event. First, for the video, John, for the video of John, we will post the video link on our Facebook group, so keep up with us. And also on the Facebook group regarding the systems we are talking about, regarding the learning management system, regarding the business management system and the project management. Any one of you would like to try, just send me on my Facebook or on my WhatsApp or even on the group. We will sum up about our meeting today in a post on our future team group on Facebook, so we can have even more discussion. We were planning to have more discussions today, but the time is up. We were planning to have from 90 to 120 minutes, so it's now 2 hours. So sorry, we have other things, so we can make this discussion online. So anyone will have any idea, anyone will have any other thing, he can post it directly to our Facebook group. And again, it was our honor to be with us together, and also we'd like to plan for another meeting to have an open discussions with us and with future team organizers, with all the team, Anastasia, Angelina, Paulina, Lada. So it will be our pleasure to have some kind of open discussions the next time. Again, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for listening. And we will brief about everything on the Facebook group. Thank you again.
Thanks, Ahmed. And I will also add some, a bit of the information. We have been recording this event and we will be publishing it on our YouTube channel. So the links can be found on the Future Team social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. So feel free to, find the links there and all the presentations and the videos. So I see just that a lot of people were asking in the comments about how to get the presentation, etc. So the answer is Ahmed or us in Future Team accounts will give you anything you want to know and keep for yourself. So thanks a lot for all of you who have stayed with us till the very end, and have a nice day or evening or afternoon depending on your place. Thanks, Ahmed, for helping with all the whole event. It was very nice seeing you. So
thank you so much.
That's it for today.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.